Students, today topic about the surface chemistry, surface tension and wetting, adsorption and absorption. First of all, we will discuss about the adsorption. The substance that is when is exposed to a gas or a liquid, molecules from the gas or the solutions phase accumulate to concentrate at the surface. That is called as adsorption. And the concentration of a substance at the interface between two immiscible phases is called adsorption. And the second definition is the phenomena of concentration of the molecules of a gas or liquid at the solid surface is called as adsorption. Now the second is basic terminology about the surface chemistry. What is adsorbate? The substances that deposits at the surface is called as adsorbate. And what is adsorbent? And the solid on whose surface the deposition occurs is called as adsorbent. For example, in the different examples, adsorption of a dye by charcoal. The dye is adsorbed at the charcoal, that is called as adsorbate, and the surface whose adsorption occurs is the charcoal, which is called as adsorbent. A finely divided charcoal is stirred into a dilute solution of methylene blue, an organic dye, and the depth of the color of the solution decreases appreciably, and the dye molecules have been adsorbed by charcoal particles. Examples of adsorption: adsorption of a gas by charcoal. If the gas, for example, different gases, sulfur dioxide gas or chlorine gas or ammonia, is treated with powdered charcoal in a closed vessel and the gas pressure is found to decrease, the gas molecules concentrate on the charcoal surface and are solid to be adsorbed. Here in this case, adsorbate is the dead surface in that which adsorb. Here in this case, there are different values of that, such as in the different, that is the substance at which the adsorption adsorbed at the surface is called as adsorbate, and the substance at which adsorption occur, that is the show in the figure in the black show, that is adsorbent. And the adsorb which is diffused into the surface is called as, not adsorbed at the surface, is called as absorbed. Here in this figure C is called as absorbed. And similarly, the adsorption versus absorption, there is a difference. The concentration of a substance between two immiscible phases at the interface is called as adsorption, while in case of absorption, molecules not concentrate at the surface but passes or diffuse through the surface. Here in the second case, in the right hand side, it is absorbed surface. So adsorption is a surface phenomena, while absorption is a bulk phenomena. Adsorption, it increases rapidly and then attains equilibrium, and while the absorption, it is a bulk phenomena, as well as it increases regularly and straight line obtained uniformly. While a chalk, examples are chalk crayon, when dipped in the ink, adsorb on the later such as chalk, and on the breaking it is found to be white from within, and the water is absorbed by sponge and diffuses into the particles and is distributed through it is the sponge uniformly. While mechanism of adsorption, there is another definition of the adsorption. Molecules adsorption is the adsorption plus absorption. Molecules not only retain at the surface but passes or diffuse into the surface is called as adsorption. And the mechanism of adsorption: atoms or molecules of a solid surface behave like the surface molecules of a liquid. So these are not only surrounded by hydrogen atoms of the molecules or on the atomic form, these are unbalanced or residual attractive forces on the surface which can be hold adsorbed particles. In the left hand side, there is a molecular form on the surface of the hydrogen on the platinum surface, while in the right hand side is hydrogen on the platinum, that is atomic form. The adsorbed atoms or molecules can be held on the surface of a metal such as platinum by physical van der Waals forces or chemical forces due to the residual valence bond, so thus the adsorption of hydrogen on platinum occurs. Types of adsorption, there are two types. One is the physical adsorption and number two is the chemical adsorption. This is due to the gas molecules being held to the solid surface by van der Waals attractive forces. It is also referred to as van der Waals adsorption. For example, adsorption of the hydrogen or oxygen of a charcoal is a physical adsorption, while the chemical adsorption, it is in this kind of adsorption the gas molecules or atoms are held to the solid surface by chemical bonds. So these bonds may be covalent or ionic in nature. For example, hydrogen in the adsorbed on the nickel, and hydrogen molecule is first adsorbed by van der Waals forces and then dissociates. The hydrogen atoms are thus chemized on the nickel surface. Now, the comparison of the physical adsorption and chemical adsorption, that is a physical adsorption caused by intermolecular van der Waals forces, while the chemisorption is caused by the chemical bond formation. And number two, physical adsorption depends on the nature of the gas. Easily liquefiable gases are adsorbed readily and that are much more specific than physical adsorption. Number three, physical adsorption, heat of adsorption is small, while in case of chemical adsorption, heat of adsorption is large, from 20 to 100 kilocalorie per mole. While in case of physical adsorption, that is only about 5 kilocalorie per mole. Physical adsorption is a reversible process, while the chemical adsorption is irreversible. And number five, physical adsorption occurs rapidly at low temperature, decreases with increasing temperature, and while in reverse of the chemical adsorption, that increases with increase of temperature. Increase of pressure increases adsorption, decrease of pressure causes desorption, and while in the change of the pressure has no such effect on the chemical adsorption. From the physical adsorption, multi-molecular layers are formed on the adsorbent surface, while in case of chemical adsorption, that unimolecular layer is formed. And while in the case of physical adsorption, no activation energy required, while in case of chemical adsorption, activation energy required. While the role of the catalyst, physical adsorption requires no catalyst, while chemical adsorption usually requires the catalyst. And in case of application of adsorption, production of high vacuum, if a partially evacuated vessel is connected to a container of activated charcoal that is cooled with liquid air such as the nitrogen gas and the other gases, charcoal absorb all the gas molecules in the vessel. So this result very high vacuum will be created, and that is used high vacuum equipments as the war flask for storage of liquid air or liquid hydrogen. Silica gel is also useful for the adsorbent in production of the high vacuum. While in case of gas vacuum, gas masks, the gas mask devices containing an adsorbent such as very wonderful adsorbent, that is activated charcoal, are a series of adsorption. So these series of adsorbents remove poisonous gases by adsorption and thus purify the air for breathing. Heterogeneous catalysis is also the application of adsorption. In case of heterogeneous catalysis, the molecules of the reactants and adsorb at the catalyst surface where they form the adsorption complex. Under decomposition, decomposes to form the product molecules which are taken off from the surface. While in the removal of coloring matter from the solution, animal charcoal removes colors of the solution by adsorbing colored impurities. Thus, in the manufacturing of the cane sugar, that the colored solution is clarified by treating animal charcoal or activated charcoal used as adsorbent in the sugar industry. And the froth flotation process, the low-grade sulfides ores such as galena, PBS, zinc, blendy, ZNS, cupric sulfides are freed from silica and other earthy matter by froth flotation process, and the finely divided ore is mixed with oil, apine oil, and agitated with water that containing detergent, that are foaming agents. When air is bubbled into this mixture, the air bubbles are stabilized by the detergent and they absorb mineral particles wetted with oil and rise to the surface. And the earthy matter wetted by water settle down at the bottom. And the chromatographic analysis is very famous example. Mixture of small quantities of organic substances can be separated with the help of the chromatography, which involves the principles of selective adsorption. The mixture is dissolved in a suitable solvent such as hexane and poured through a tube containing the adsorbent alumina. The component most readily adsorbed is removed in the upper part of the tube, and the next most readily adsorbed component is the removed next, and so on. Thus the mineral is separated into the different bands in different parts of the tube, and now pure solvent is that is the mobile phase. Stationary phase is poured through the tube, and each component dissolved in the solvent comes down by turns and is collected in separate receivers. And the component which is fixed is called as stationary phase, while the component which is moved is called as mobile phase. The mixture of gases can be separated by selective adsorption of gases by liquid, such as the gas chromatography. Another example is ion exchange adsorption phenomena. So many synthetic resins have been made as a function of ion exchanger. So in effect, the resin has one ion adsorbed on it, and the resin release this ion and absorb another like ion, that is common ion. So this process is called as ion exchange adsorption. When cation ions are exchanged, the resin is known as cation exchanger. When the anions are exchanged, that is called as anion exchanger. There are different types of cation and anion exchanger. Cation containing positive charge, while anion containing negatively charged. Cation exchange are high polymers containing acidic groups such as sulfonic acid SH3H group, and the resulting macroanion has adsorbed hydrogen ion. When solution of another cation, that is sodium ion, is allowed to flow over hydrogen ion are exchanged and for sodium ion. So this process in fact consists of desorption of the hydrogen and ions and adsorption of the sodium. Adsorption and desorption are the reciprocal process. Adsorbed molecules concentrate at the surface, while the dissolved again turn back into the bulk phase. Cationic resin RH++ sodium ions, and these are the reversible process, and that is the sodium salts is formed and plus hydrogen ion. So since above cation exchange is a reversible process, and the sodium salts upon treatment with the acid regenerates in the original resins. An anion exchanger, in this case a resin containing a basic group such as quaternary ammonium hydroxide sodium R3OH group, will act as an anion exchanger. It will be helpful for the hydroxyl ion and for the chloride, and in this case the hydroxyl ion is replaced by the chloride ions. An ionic exchange, that is resin, that is hydroxyl ion plus chlorides, and the resin chloride is formed and the hydroxyl ion is removed. Original anion exchanger can be regenerated by treatment with the resin chloride with a base. Another example is adsorption of the ion exchange. Adsorption has many useful applications in industry and medicine, such as water softening. Hard water contains calcium and magnesium ions, and they form the insoluble compounds with soaps, scums, and the latter does not function as a detergent. Hard water is softened by passing through a column packed with the sodium cation exchanger. In the ion exchange method is used, sodium ions is replaced by calcium ion and magnesium ions present in the hard water and replaced by sodium ions, such as sodium zeolite is used, RNA plus, so sodium zeolite plus calcium, and calcium sodium is replaced, and the calcium is formed with the resins. So such the water will be soft. And deionization of water means demineralization of water is used. Very high purity water has of very high purity can be obtained by removing all dissolved such salts, that is accomplished by using both cation and anion exchanger. Reason: the water freed from the all ions, cation and anions, is referred to be as deionized or demineralized water. Another example of the adsorption: the water first pass through a column containing cation exchange resin, that is contain the hydrogen ions, resin hydrogen ions. Here any cation in the water, sodium ions are removed by exchange of the hydrogen ions. The water is then pass through in second column. Well, first of all, first column and then second column with anion exchange is, that is hydroxyl. First is the cation exchange column and then the anion exchange column. So any anions chlorides can be removed by the exchange of the hydroxyl or chlorides. So such as sodium, first in the first column, sodium is in such a place where instead of the hydrogen, and the second is chloride, resin chloride is formed. Hydrogen and hydroxyl and thus react to form the water. So thus water containing out of the second column is entirely free from the all anions, whether cation or anion. So this water is purer than the distilled water and is called conductivity water and is often used in the lab for the research purposes. Another process which is more common way to tap water is passed into the column containing both types of resin, cation as well as anion. First column cation exchange and for the second column anion. So here cation anions are removed simultaneously. Electrical demineralization of water. Ion exchange resins spotted on the paper or fiber can be used as a membrane. Membrane is that which only contains all anions will pass through. Some membranes are used for the electrical demineralization of water and they act as ionic sieves. So application of electric current, cations move through the cation exchanger membrane to the negative electrode and then anions and to the opposite direction through the anion exchange membrane. Thus water in the middle compartment is demineralized. Medical use, the excess of the sodium salts can be removed from the body fluids by giving the patient a suitable ion exchanger to eat it. So weekly basic anion exchanger are used to remove excess acid or acidity in the stomach. So often pharmacists use the medical uses for the surface adsorption for the medical uses. Surface tension and wetting. A material can be spread into a monoatomic or a monomolecular layer or film. So this is the chemisol. For example, solution of stearic acid or long chain fatty acids such as oleic acid in a hydrocarbon solvent can be carefully dripped onto the water. When the solvent evaporates, the remaining fatty acids can be arranged themselves onto the molecular layer on the water surface. So such films have the in the bulk that have the all forces are equal, while at the surface these unbalanced forces formed in the upper. On the upper side there is a force created that is called as surface tension. So such films have definite surface coverage, that is theta, that is defined area depending on the number of fatty acids molecules present in the solutions. And the surface layer would have different properties than the bulk material. This is because the surface layer is not really bulk, and bulk atoms of the are surrounded by, I have told you earlier that on all sides by other molecules of the same material. At the surface, atoms or molecules are surrounded by same molecule on the side, but different molecules on the upper and lower surface. The forces between different materials, such as between one material and the other, and the different implying that the forces on the single surface layer of the molecules are different from those of the bulk. So therefore, surface molecules are not really bulk species, and their behavior is not be the same as that of the bulk, because the bulk all forces are equal. Upper side is equal to the lower side and right hand side to the lower sides. Similarly, if we increase or decrease the amount of the surface available, such as surface area, by changing the shape of the liquid or giving the space or more surface area is exposed, because of the different forces occurring at it will be required to work to change the surface area. If we want to increase the size of the rectangular surface area, then we have to do work apply on a liquid, and against the unbalanced force will be created. So that is increasing surface area of the liquid requires that work done by the liquid. Conversely, if the surface area is decreased, the work done is by the liquid on the surrounding. So there are two types of work. One is on the system and by the system. The magnitude of the unbalanced force is represented by F, then the interfacial phenomena or infinitesimally amount of the work needed to increase the rectangular area by moving one boundary or down out by infinitesimally amount, that is dx. dw is equal to plus F into dx. The positive signs to emphasize that the work done on the liquid. This equation 1 is exact analogy for the physical definition of the work. Work equals force times distance. So we can define the unbalanced force per unit distance. So force of F over dx as a variable. So we can, equation 1 becomes dw is equal to plus gamma into L over dx. F over a is the variable. So the product of the width L and the infinitesimal distance equals to the change in area, that is dA of the surface. The above equation becomes, instead of the dx, that is distance, into dA, the variable gamma is called as surface tension of the liquid, and if the system were collapsed so that with film of the material rather than a bulk. Here then the work would be twice the amount of the predicted from the equation 2. That is that, and we can know two surface. There are now two surfaces. In this case, the surface tension would be defined as gamma is equal to F film over 2L. Here the factor 2 is in the denominator, and if is there because we want to consider the surface tension of a force per length per surface. So in case of the film, the unbalanced force experienced by the surface of the film, and twice is the force of the single surface on either case of the same value. The surface tension has the units force per distance, that is F over dx, or energy per area, and can be expressed in Newton per meter or dyne per centimeter. Newton per meter in the SI unit, dynes per centimeter in the CDS system, or erg per centimeter square, or joule means energy per meter square, that is area. And now effect of interface on the surface tension. A liquid on the solid surface has a behavior dictated by three interfaces: one between the liquid and the solid, other between the liquid and vapor, and one between the vapor and solid. To drop on the surface, and the three different interfaces work as the three surfaces. These are labeled by the sigma ls and gamma ls. Ls means liquid solid, gamma lv liquid water vapor, and the gamma sv solid vapor. For the liquid, solid, liquid vapor, and solid vapor. So there are different types of angles are formed. Liquid is in the center, vapor is at the top, and the solid is at the bottom. Note that the liquid and vapor are the same chemical species. The solid may be different chemical species. So surface tension is the planar effect, that it acts as a surface which are then infinitesimally point can be marked with a tangent line. So this tangent line is called as the contact angle. So for flat, liquid, solid, and vapor solid surfaces, these tangents are coplanar with each other, and the flat surface is where the surface tension exists. For the liquid vapor interface, because the surface is curved, because the liquid is in the tangent, and the surface tension is co-linearity to the tangent to the curve, and the tangent at the edge of the liquid solid interface, because the liquid is in the small at the bottom, and the angle that tangent makes with the solid surface is called as contact angle. And the surface tension of the liquid vapor interface was very high. There are two types of possibility. One is that angle becomes 0 degree, and one is that of 180 degree. If the droplet would taken in the almost spherical shape, in this case the contact angle is almost 180, that is the linear shape. On the other hand, the surface tension of the liquid vapor interface was comparable to the other surface energies, so the droplet would be spread out substantially in this extreme would be equal to the 0. So that is the exact amount in this second interface. We can send that when the angle is becomes 0 degree, that both that solid and liquid and vapor that is mixed with each other, that is the wetting phenomena of the liquid is wetting the solid. The point where that is the behavior of the liquid on the solid will be dependent on the relative magnitudes of the interfacial surface tension. First of all, in 1805, Thomas Young deducted an expression, and after that, Duper in 1869, after 64 years, relates the three surface tension that with contact angle. Gamma SV is equal to gamma LS plus gamma LV into cos theta. And the equation is called the Young-Duper equation, and we can actually be considered as balance of the three vectors, the solid liquid interfacial tension pulling on the in one direction, and by liquid solid and the liquid vapor, three types are pulling in other directions. But in case of the liquid vapor surface tension, only its component along with the liquid solid interface contributes to the balance of the forces. The term cos theta that is used in the capillary phenomena accounts for that component. The Young-Duper equation is useful for predicting what is necessary to wet of the surface or not wet to the surface with the liquid in terms of cos theta. Then equation 4 can be written as cos theta is equal to gamma SV solid vapor minus gamma LS liquid solid over gamma liquid vapor. Because liquid vapor is greater, if you want to liquid to wet surface, that is theta that is equal to 0 or goes to infinity to go 0, or cos theta is equal to 1. So balance is required between the numerator and denominator in equation 5. That is the gamma solid vapor minus liquid solid should be approximately equal to liquid vapor. For example, solders are alloys which are the metal surface whose liquids wet other metals because surface tension have the appropriate values. By the same taken, detergents and soaps help water wet solids like synthetic fibers. That is the same taken, the detergents and soaps, they reduce the surface tension of water to appropriate point. That is it.